everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. It's Basim Clough here. I'm so glad to be back just in time for the divisional rounds. I am going to be dropping this video on Saturday night, so I hope you guys have time to check it out and make sure you get your picks for the divisional round. Now, I am using the Yahoo Sportsbook app, so if you have your own bookie that possibly gives you a different line that you need some advice with, feel free to reach me. Easiest way to contact me is at Beat the Odds 365 on Twitter. Again, that's Beat the Odds 365. So there's some great matchups this week, whether it's quarterback matchups or defensive matchups. A great 4 games. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the first game. We have the Los Angeles Rams visiting the Green Bay Packers. Now, when we think of January and February football, or maybe not February because that's a Super Bowl, but January, what do we think about? Think of snow. We think of Aaron Rodgers, a great offensive team year in and year out. It always seems like the defense is the question for them. And no matter who Aaron Rodgers has out there, he just makes these guys look like weapons. So if you think about the matchup that everybody's going to be looking forward to this week, it's going to be Jalen Ramsey against Davante Adams. Now, Davante Adams is by far maybe the best receiver in the league. And then Jalen Ramsey, obviously the best cornerback, in the league. So it's going to be really interesting to see that. I think that will dictate how the rest of the game goes. Now, when you look at other guys like maybe Robert Tonyan, for example, Aaron Rodgers makes mediocre guys look really good. So if you're the Rams, that is one thing you're going to want to focus on is how can you maintain Davante Adams and keep the other guys from giving you that much troubles in terms of getting Aaron Rodgers going. Now, it's so easy for me to say, but it's one thing defending that guy. He, year in, year out, this year maybe his best year, looking like the clear front runner for MVP. I think 46 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, somewhere around there. I mean, that's just ridiculous to be doing that at his age, 36 years old. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. Now, as we see, the over-under is at 45 right now, and it does show us that 70% of the people have the over in this one. So again, this is Yahoo Sports app. So, people like to fade the public, so you might want to do it here. But if you are going to touch the over-under, I would focus on team totals. The Packers are at 27.5 right now, and the Rams are 19.5. And the way I look at this, that if the Rams are going to somehow be in this game, they're going to have to score anywhere from 25 to 35 points. There's no way you're going to go into Lambeau Field, put up 17 points, and expect a victory, because that's just not what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. He's going to give you at least 24 to 30, maybe 38, 40 points. So you're going to want to score the ball if you want to keep up with them. But if I do have to go with this pick, I am going to have to go Packers at -6.5. As we see, the public loves that number. 74% of the people going with that. And look, I don't hate it. I think they could win this game by touchdown score. I think, Jared Goff playing in the snow with a thumb injury that required surgery, that's not going to go well. He was let off the hook a little bit against the Seahawks because their defense really held it down. But this is a much different Green Bay Packers offense that is ready to play. And Aaron Rodgers is going to go in there and he's going to put a hell of a performance. So first game, let's go ahead and take the Packers at -6.5. Moving on to, I would say, my favorite matchup of the week. It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is very interesting because we see the Bills are the favorite team here. Obviously, they've had a tremendous year. Josh Allen, they've turned him into something special. Coming out of college, he wasn't the most accurate quarterback, but look what they've done with him. Stephon Diggs had an MVP caliber year himself. Wow, what a great season he had. And obviously Cole Beasley, tremendous year for him as well. But when you look at the running attack, Devin Singletary, I think maybe one of the worst running backs in the whole league, averaging about 3.1 yards per carry, a small guy. And, Ravens have a tough defense. So, they can't rely too much on the run game. Yes, there is some rumors that it is going to be snowing. So keep that in consideration. But in terms of my pick, I really like the Ravens in this game. I think that Buffalo Bills running defense is very shaky. They could control the inside running attack a bit, but they're the opposite way. They could control the outside running attack really well, but when you go up the middle against a team like this, I've seen it week in and week out since maybe like week 6. I heard an analyst mention it. I've been looking for it, and when you attack them up the middle, it is easy for you to put up some points on a board. And I think when you have, the great run game that the Ravens have with Lamar Jackson, they're going to be in a lot of trouble trying to control him. So I'm going to have to take the Ravens in this one. I think Lamar Jackson is due for a great game that's going to solidify him as one of the better quarterbacks in this league. There's so much pressure on him right now. A lot of people are questioning, is he ready for playoff football? And this is going to be a big game for him. I expect Bills just to have one of those years where, they realize how good they are, and you know what, they might just get eliminated early and come back next year and have a tremendous year. So in terms of this game, let's go ahead and take that Ravens money line. Forget the 3 points. I like that plus 130. Now, we have the Cleveland Browns visiting the Kansas City Chiefs for our first Sunday game. Obviously, a lot of shit talking going on between the Browns and the Steelers after that Browns performance. A lot of people were saying that, Steelers deserve to lose because of the way, they would celebrate after games and Juju Smith and whatnot. But, Cleveland Browns, I think they put all that aside. They can care less. They're focused on Sunday, January 17th. They know what's in front of them. Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs, probably the most dangerous team of all time. So many weapons. Minus 500. I mean, it's a divisional game, and you got that big of a favorite. I mean, it's hard to even considering taking that plus 10 on the Browns because of that so many weapons for Mahomes to target. And you know what? Their defense is shaky, but they are home. Andy Reid has given about 2 weeks off to prepare, maybe 3 weeks for this Cleveland Browns team. Or, he just found out he was playing them last week. But still, anytime you give Andy Reid any time to think about a game plan, he is going to come through. You can expect them to win. So I think your best bet here is to consider maybe a money line pick on the Chiefs. Throw it in a parlay. Maybe tease them and try to get maybe -3 somewhere in there. That over under is really high, 57.5. Yes, both great offenses, but a lot of things to consider. Maybe it's a blowout early in the game and you start seeing a lot of running by the Chiefs. So 57.5 is really high. So like I said, my best advice in this, take the Kansas City Chiefs on a teaser. There's really nothing else that really stands out here that is much more worth it than that. Now, last game on our slate is the greatest quarterback matchup we could probably ever ask for. Tom Brady visiting Drew Brees. Now, the line is pretty close. Bucks obviously at plus 140 here. We go ahead and see what people have on that. New Orleans is getting 55% of the votes here. So, slight favorite for them. And in terms of the spread, 60% are taking Tampa Bay +3. But you know what? 3 points, not a lot. So if you're going to take one of them, just go ahead and take the money line. Now, the over-under is what really stood out to me. 51.5 is, I think, kind of high. Yes, Tom Brady obviously has been putting up some great performances as of late. But when you look at this New Orleans Saints team, I think their pass rush is what carried them this far. Obviously they have a great front four, and I think they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on Tom Brady, maybe forcing them to run the ball a little bit more than they usually do. And then we know it's New Orleans Saints. It's a lot of chewing the clock, not a lot of deep plays. So you're going to expect long possessions in this game. So I like the under in this game, 51.5. It's so many great matchups. This NFL year has just been really strange with all the, no fans, and some stadiums have some fans, like we saw in the Titans against Ravens. So it's really hard to predict how these games are going to come out because of such a funky year. I mean, the NBA has been the same way. I haven't really had the chance to talk about that. So I just want to take the next couple minutes to just discuss what advice I can give to people based on, what I've seen. I think when it comes to this COVID situation and the inability to predict what's going to happen, is you really have to sit there and just be patient with your picks. Look to live bet. A lot of these games, you kind of get a memo of what's going to happen after the first quarter versus, before the game. Like we saw with the Browns and Steelers, for example. Browns jumped on such an early start, 28-0. So if you're a Steelers bettor, you're just thinking, what the hell's going on now? There's no way I'm going to make my money back. What could I possibly do to So if you wait, if you be patient, yes, I am giving the picks for prior to the game, so you do want to obviously consider some of those picks. But other than that, be patient, look for live bets. I'm here to help anytime. Beat the odds 365. I'm happy to be back. I'm going to start making more videos as the week progresses. If you have any questions, like I said, contact me. And best of luck this week. I think it's going to be great. 4 games. I'm posting this video on Saturday, so if my mind changes, make sure you check out my Twitter. I'm going to have some updates, and I'm looking to do some collabs soon, and I'm very excited to do so. So thank you guys for continuing to support me. Happy to be back. Let's go beat the odds, and best of luck this week, guys. Take care.